Hello everybody, my name is Anday. Welcome to another super cool video today. This is going to be all about film theory, the one, the only, the Mad Pat man, Matthew Fear Patrick, as you know. Fear is his middle name, and so is mine. So this film theory is all about Five Nights at Freddy's, the FNAF movie, which really good. I'll emphasize that on one point. I understand some people's criticisms and overall just feelings about it. Like from what I've heard, mostly it was if they see it from a FNAF movie perspective, FNAF fan perspective, uh it's a good movie. But with if you take away that FNAF perspective, it's not as good as a movie as it is if you're not a FNAF fan, essentially. Which, to the movie's point, I would say is absolutely probably the best outcome they could have gone. Like, from what I've heard, I think it was an interview a little bit ago, they talked about how they were going through different scripts, all that, and then it's eventually settled on one that appealed the most to the actual fans. And I'm not saying, when they're making this kind of adaptation, they should only appease the fans. I'm not saying that at all. But, and leave out the modern audiences. But I'm also saying that when you're adapting something, you have the fans in mind. You know what I mean? You have them in the mind of who you're going to present this to and want to appease them the most because, they're the fans. They know more about this than anyone else. And so appeasing them first and foremost is very important, So I feel like in terms of what they did, that movie made a lot of money. But so it's good on them. They did that, and it was a good FNAF movie all around. I still think if I didn't know anything about FNAF, and if I had not watched that one video back in 2014, I think I would have. Someone liked it, I guess. The premise is creepy, and it has its silly moments, good silly moments, I will say. But recording or streaming? Okay, recording. That's good. So yeah, that hopefully they can take this criticism on, and that's what they said, right? When they're moving forward with another movie, which I think they already said they're going to be filming soon. When they said they're going to work on FNAF 2, the movie, they will be taking this credit to heart, this criticism to heart, and they will do their best to appeal to both FNAF fans and the modern audience. Which, I still say it's a really good movie. I don't doubt people have their criticisms, but I can understand from a certain point of view how others may feel that it's, I wouldn't say lacking, but if you didn't know the context, it would be a little goofy, a little gooberish, quite goofer of them. Okay, so I've been meaning to get around to watching this video, but I have been, so unfortunately you may see this at a later date than when it really is, but it's all good. I'm trying to get more into these reactions because, as much as I love playing games as the next guy, I want to do more of these video reactions. The Lido excuse. If you want to watch their video, go to their channel and watch there. And then if you want to hear me talk about this video, go watch here, which you're probably watching right now and not watching them first. But if you're watching them first, go watch them first, and then go watch me watching them. And you can hear my thoughts about watching them, watching you. I'm not watching you. I mean, I'm definitely not in your walls. So this is a film theory. The FNAF movie that changed the lore. Just changed the lore. So, judging from the half of the thumbnail, they're going to go into the paper drawings that happened at the very end. Which, I mean, obviously, spoiler warning for the FNAF movie. It was then where we learned Afton actually had some sort of control over the souls. It's not absolute control, but at least at a good point, it's where he can manipulate them into believing he was the good guy. The good man. The good boy. The good spring rabbit, bunny, yellow rabbit, which I like the name for him in the movie is Yellow Rabbit, just Yellow Rabbit. That makes him more unsettling. So, yeah, that makes sense, at least from this movie. Like, why wouldn't they go after him? They believe he's their friend with the yellow bunny suit. Which, I mean, we never really saw how malicious the animatronics are towards him in the games. Well, there was always that one, obviously that one scene when they're all out, but other than that, they just thought he was a purple bear man and a rabbit bunny guy, which we don't really know if that is the case for the games as well, because it would probably be hard to have that kind of switch up adaptation for this. Like, say he shows up and the animatronics are all after him now, but from the way they phrase it here, it kind of worked, I would say, because we saw Abby drawing, we saw how important drawings are in this movie, with the kids drawing too, with her drawing them, drawing in their dreams. I think there was a drawing of Garrett. So yeah, like there's a lot, like it fits in this movie, and it doesn't change that much the lore, I guess, even though that's what the title says. It doesn't change it as to where it's like inaccurate, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna assume that's what he's gonna go into / is gonna elaborate on a little further in the video. Sorry, I just woke up. Anyways, I think I've talked long about nothing to do with this, but other than my own opinions. So anyways, yeah, let's get into this video. Film theory: the FNAF movie just changed the lore. We will be watching with great interest. Let's see, is my mic working? Well, my mic is working, but headphones volume up a good percent. You gotta make sure your volume is up a good percent. I definitely would never have something play with low volume. Haha. All right, let's go. Film theory. And once again, this is not my video. Go watch their reaction, go watch their reaction to their own video. I'm just reacting to their reaction of this video, obviously. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Boom. Yeah.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to
Film
Theory.
The show that knows that a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Show them what really happened.
And what did you draw? A yellow rabbit hitting the subscribe button?
Yeah.
Well, great. That is the point of the subscribe button, after all. Thanks, Abby. Finally,
Abby.
It's happened. After 8 agonizingly long years in development hell, hopping from studio to studio, director to director, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally out for you to go see right now. And man, has this been a commercial hit. As of the writing of the script, just one weekend into release, the movie's made over $152 million at the box office. More than
You'll love to see it.
times its own budget. And that's despite being available to stream on Peacock, where, oh wait, it's also the most viewed movie on Peacock ever. Suck on that, my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. It's also Blumhouse's most successful opening weekend to date, which means that more people are turning out to see Springtrap wielding his knife than Michael Myers. Maybe now Hollywood will finally bother to get the name of this thing right.
And his other movie, Friday Nights at Freddy's, comes to theaters and streaming on Peacock October 27th.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
What did I say?
Friday nights. It's been 8 or 9 years since I first met Scott Cawthorn, who created this.
Why did we get it wrong?
Or not. Who cares? Forget them. This thing was made for the fans.
Oh, yeah.
From Sparky the Dog to Dream Theory to...
It's just a theory.
You bet it is. And today we're getting back to those theorist roots. Today we're theorizing about the actual movie, and boy, is there a lot to talk about here. True story, after the movie, I basically locked myself in the room with Lee and Tom, the film and game theory creative directors, and we busted out our trusty whiteboard to figure out exactly what was going on.
Okay, hold on. I want to talk about this guy. Hold on. Do they? Okay. Yeah, the Sparky man, Sparky. There it is. I love how. Oh, I'm so crying. Look at him, he's so beautiful. I love how they literally took. I don't want to say they took a fan design, or I don't want to say they took someone's character, but I think I heard like it was a little bit afterwards. The person who made Sparky, like that hoax way back in the day, was actually happy to see his character here on screen, which I don't blame him if I made an animatronic. If I tricked the internet into believing there was actually a 6th animatronic, well, besides the endoskeleton, of course, and actually you have, like, you know, built up such a what's the word, like a, sure, it's hoax, right? But it's also like, it's another word, urban legend, I guess would apply, maybe, unless that goes to more you know, hero brain. But yeah, so Sparky here, I really like his design. I like how it's like he's Bonnie-esque with big droopy ears. I love that so much. And the little the bone with it's right here, the bone necklace. I really like that. It gives him more like personality, but also like what instrument would he play if he was in the band-esque? Which, I mean, you know, a few others don't have things. Like Bunny has a guitar, Chica doesn't play anything. She doesn't play like the drums or something like that. Not like those old SFM animations. But yeah, I really like how they added Sparky, a fan hoax design, into this. Yeah, this thing was made for the fans. And yeah, that was this was the thing I was talking about. Scott Cawthon base, very spirit base, from Sparky to Dream. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Dream Theory. This thing. Well, I probably did mention it in my reaction, which hopefully is up right now. I need to actually get around to recording it. But on a unrelated topic, does anyone know how to edit a movie reaction down to you know, where it would actually be viable to see on YouTube? Does anyone know how to, like, do I have to have a certain limit on the recording? Do I have to have a certain limit on how much footage I can show? Do I have to have a timer saying, hey, this is how much is actually being shown in this video? Do I have to have a little image overlay that's a little bit faded so you only see a little bit of the movie? Please, if you have any suggestions on how to actually upload a reaction, of course, not the whole movie, but my reaction to a shortened portion of the movie, shortened parts of the movie on YouTube, completely, what's the word? Completely in the, what's the word when they're, I genuinely can't think of it. I'm going off of something right now, and I can't even finish my own wording. To have it be not break the terms of service. Is that too serious of a way to say it? For it to be good, for it to, I'm not monetized, so I don't really care about that. For it to, you know, for it to be not have any copyright distribution issues, essentially, like what I've been doing with Ninjago. If you all are from there, shout out to Ninjago. Yeah, just if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below on how I can upload that if I haven't already. So back to Dream Theory. I think I mentioned this in the video, actually, or the reaction. Dream Theory. That was a popular theory, which I really didn't like, honestly. Like, sure, it's it goes all the way back to it was all just a dream, you know, like those kinds of stories or those kinds of theories to explain the paranormal, explain the mysterious, explain the unexplainable, you know, like all that, which it works sometimes. I can't think of any in particular. Oh, wait. Well, it's kind of debatable because the frog had the bell in its stomach still, but Over the Garden Wall, it was all about a dream, kind of, sort of, maybe, or like a brusque with death is what the message of the movie was, with the, you know, with the woodman and what's his name, Wirt? No, it was Wirt and freaking, or was Wirt the other guy? What was his name? I'm sidetracking. Anyways, I should know this about that. This Over the Garden Wall is one of Cartoon Network's like most famous, most popular like miniseries Well, not even just like saying this is a miniseries, but like it's one of their popular things. Like you should know this. But honestly, I only saw Over the Garden Wall like last year, and either it was November or October. Anyways, sidetracking, the Dream Theory I never really was the biggest fan of because, you know, it goes back to what I just said with oh, this could be a dream. This is all a dream. It's a child's imagination. It's you're really in a coma, the coma theory. You know, it's all like that. It's like it has no substance, no sauce. It doesn't have sauce to me. It's like it could be. If we think about a dream theory, it could be applied to anything. Freaking Ben 10 is a dream. My Hero Academia is a dream. Freaking Sonic is a dream. I don't know. I'm just throwing out IPs that could totally apply to dream theory. So yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan, and it's a good thing too because, well, even though I'm pretty sure it was like at this point when Scott Cawthon was releasing a little bit of hints, a bit of clues, a little bit of breadcrumbs for us theorists out there. It was like 2015-esque, like way before Sister Location even. It was in FNAF 4's era, where I believe Game Theory, they were at a live stream. Oh.
Who cares?
Hold on, give me a second. I guess I clicked this video and forgot about it. So yeah, it was this area and sorry. Yeah, that era, and Scott Cawthon was dropping hints in his website, like little detailed clues, and from what I guess most people took them as, which I mean, as far as I know, they've never really clarified what exactly he was cooking, essentially. That it led to Dream Theory being a viable possibility. And then Sister Location came out, and then a lot of other games, which thankfully I feel is moved away from that direction. Which, you know, not saying it wasn't a good theory, not saying it didn't have some merits to it, but I feel, you know, some of it had to have been just a little, like, not for me, I'll say. A little, like, a few stretches here and there, I'll say that. Anyways, I think I talked long enough about Dream Theory, something that doesn't essentially matter. At least not here. Okay, yeah, this is funny. Alright, back to the video. Ignore what my mumbles.
Gonna head in the future because there were just a lot of details left hanging.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, actually though, yeah, what was up with this guy? Was this guy? I don't think I went to that. Actually, I'm not sure. Was he a balloon? Was he possessed by a ghost too? And like how? Okay, actually though, I never noticed this. So in the original Balloon Boy, he had his arms stretched out, like no bent. It was just this way, but here it's like going down then up, which is kind of neat. Also, they had no reason to make him as horrifying as he is in this movie. Look at his face. They exaggerated his teeth, his nose, I think, and then his eyes. Specifically, the like eye sockets around his eyes. They're just like ugh. The little brat is what he is. Alright. Yeah, actually, though, a viable question.
What's up with the Balloon Boy figurine? How's no one freaked out by the fact that there are bodies in those animatronics? Wasn't this like...
I mean, I don't know. Oh. I mean, is it probably... Well, it was probably cleared out. You know what I mean? Like, even then, this was like, you know, in the original game, what was it? The first place? The first location of Freddy Fazbear's? They had bodies in them, and I guess, I don't know, they never really elaborated on whether or not they're cleared out or not. But who knows, maybe they were cleared out here too. They just were, you know, just because they took the bodies out doesn't mean they, you know, some remnants were left behind. Which, I mean, you know, sure, it doesn't look plausible with, I don't see a kid fitting in this guy, but probably everything else, you know. I don't know. It's a maybe. It's maybe. Also, side note, I like the little patch they give Foxy, actually making it look like an eye patch. Which, I mean, you know, it's probably something our original Pleats Place wouldn't do, going that far in detail with the animatronics. So, like this here. Oh, yeah, there's a drawings wall right here. Man. Man, they put so much detail in this place. I love it so much. Why wasn't it supposed to... Okay, back to the 14, which I also really love.
Most structurally unsound table fort of all time. That last one, perhaps the biggest mystery of them all. Today, we're going to be looking at all the Easter eggs, secrets, and hidden lore from the movie, then comparing those to other parts of the franchise, both the books and the games.
The books.
Predict where the story of the FNAF.
I have not read any of the books. Well, the Silver Eyes. Honestly, I really loved that book when it first came out, and I have not touched it since, and I've not touched any of the other books. I tried reading the Silver Eyes too, but it was at a point where, you know, you go into Barnes & Noble, you see the book there, then you read it, and then you lose track of time, and you have to go. And then, so when you go, and you can't go back to read it again. But then when you do, the book's not on shelves anymore. It's just, you know, a little disappointing. So, yeah, I have to catch up on the books. Well, at least on the main ones, which is, not Silver Eyes 2, it was, freaking the Twisted Ones, I think. And then there's the other one, something, the Fourth Closet, I believe. Which is weird, because it's a fourth closet. Wouldn't it be the third closet? And, that's about it. Yeah, the year before they actually make it.
Movie is gonna go years.
I think they'll make it 2 years from now.
They actually make it. So that's our one job for today, but before we get to it, I also have to shout out our brand new line of officially licensed FNAF theory.
Oh, these are based. These probably aren't available by the time I'm watching this, so let me just oh. That's funny. Let me just a little skim through. Shout outs, of course. You go watch their video and see if they're available for them.
Theory, shall we? So to begin,
Yes.
we should point out that we already do have some vague idea where the sequel's gonna head. In an interview with Variety, FNAF director Emma Tammy explained that the first movie was tied to the first game, so a second film would likely tie into a second game.
Yes, this also I've also felt is probably the best way to take the game. Like, I think someone said they were gonna go from here to like Sister Location or Security Breach, which I wouldn't dislike. Like, I feel Security Breach is probably the best, like, it's a way to modernize it, essentially, because, you know, from the first film going to the second film, I felt is a good idea. Or the first game to the second game is a good idea. But what really is the question on is, are they gonna adapt it 1%? 1-to-1 is essentially like, and what I mean by that is, are they gonna have the toy animatronics? What am I? Hold on, I just had a brain fart. Of course I mean that. Why would I say that? Are they gonna have it be a prequel or a sequel? You know what I mean? In this movie, they kind of elaborated on. Well, not so much. They kind of implied that this is the quote-unquote first location of the FNAF places, even though they do have a lot of other people in the back rooms. The Shadow Freddy, shout out to Shadow Freddy. They also have Sparky, which, you know, as much as they have those guys lying around, they don't really have any toy animatronic. Well, besides Balloon Boy, they don't really have any toy animatronic merch and such around. Which I think, actually, I don't even know. I think wasn't there this thing where we saw like Withered Foxy in a poster in the back or something like that. I'm just remembering off little things I remember from the trailers. So yeah, what would that mean for here? That would mean either A, the animatronics are, what am I saying? FNAF 2 already happened in this world, and we're just gonna go see. But I don't know, from like kind of like a storytelling perspective, I would be more than fine with us sticking with Mike as he goes to the second location, which I don't see why he would go there, to be honest, but for Abby's sake, I think, you know, to see if their friends are still there, which, I mean, you know, depending on how they take the toy electronics, they might also be possessed killers, but they're probably going to be how they were in the game, which is robots. Killer robots with AI. I know that's a scary sounding thing, but they're kind of, yeah. I'm too tired today. Yeah. And that was what I was saying too. Like, if they're not gonna go FNAF 2, security breach is the best way to go, I will say.
Which, kind of goes without saying, but also should probably make our lives easy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not quite. As we mentioned in our first prediction theory, the strategy for the movieverse
Shout out to
taking
this.
iconic bits and pieces from across the entire franchise, games, books, fan theories, even hoaxes, and distilling it all down into the most recognizable version of FNAF there is. That's how we got Mike Schmidt from FNAF 1 hanging out with Vanessa from Security Breach.
Oh, yeah, this was crazy. Finest reason Instagram too. Oh, hold on. I'll talk about this in a second.
Springtrap from FNAF 3 and saving Abby from getting stuck into a spring-lock version of Ella from the Silver.
Yes, Ella. I completely thought this was Baby because of the rosy cheeks, but this is Ella. This is from the Silver Eyes. This is one that I read but I guess I didn't read the graphic novel, but I was just thinking about the novel. So yeah, I didn't put this in. So like, yeah, it's crazy to see how much the script has evolved from, like, what, 2015? Well, I think it was announced in 2015, but the actual script was written, like, I don't know. I can't confidently say it was written at that time too, or at least the first script / drafts, all that. But it is crazy to see how in that production of how many years it's been, they were able to include all these people, all these places, all these things from various medias of FNAF into this movie simply because it's been around that long. Like, and that's just crazy because, like, imagine a version of this movie without, well, not Ella, but, like, imagine a version of the movie without Vanessa or without, some of these newer elements into this film. And that's just, like, wow. We almost got that movie, but instead we got this movie, which is, I will argue, is probably the best version of this movie that we could have gotten. Like, not even just saying, like, there couldn't have been better movies, but, like, between all the how long it's been in development, how long it's been in production, how long it's been since it was announced, this is definitely one of the better versions of a movie, I will say, because they took their time, especially, like, with the animatronics, with the practical effects, with the physics, with whatever bits of CGI there was put in there, all that. This is a good movie, and I will stand by that. And thank you for watching. I'm kidding.
Novel with an ending that was ripped straight out of the.
Whoa! I don't know that. Straight out of the spoilers. Actually, hold on. Let me see that. I didn't. Okay, yeah, the drawing there. I like this drawing actually. It's a little sad though. Poor Abby had to wait. Listen, we're all together now. If you lost again, Rabbit isn't your friend. See. This is a bad man. He's a bad man who hurt you. Really? I didn't know this. Fourth Closet. I need to read that book. Or there's a graphic novel now, I guess. Or, I don't know. I like reading books before I read novels. I mean, yeah. I read books before I read comics. Or I'd probably read them and then that way get a better idea of what they look like and then read the books. Because, there's always a little bit of, is that what they look like,
That was ripped straight out of the fourth closet.
Interesting.
So literally FNAF the smoothie.
Everything
dumped into a blender, chopped up, and then poured back out onto the big screen.
And poured out in such a great way. I don't know why. Don't get it twisted. This is not just any sludge.
Yeah, well, it did follow the same broad strokes as the first game.
Yep.
5 Nights in the FNAF 1 pizzeria with ghost kids in suits.
It is
definitely not the same story.
Oh,
It's also important to note the changes to the story that have been added in. One example has to be the time that these movies take place. It's widely accepted that the FNAF 1 video game takes place somewhere around 1993.
I mean, it's kind of around that area, yeah, but I mean, if you go back to his first theory, he kind of elaborated on some IRL events that happened at Chuck E. Cheese that kind of, it was something that he took inspiration of to make a theory on because he assumed that this story was based off of that. Not obviously a one-to-one, but like a sort of like inspiration, and that's all I'm going to mention of that.
In this scene from the movie, we see a date.
Oh yeah, this I never noticed. I guess just skim past it. This is April 6, 2000. 2000, say. Us 2000s kids are getting some recommendations. Some shout out to 2000s kids. Us. This is us. This is our movie. Heck yeah. Validation. Which, I mean, yeah, obviously, I was gonna... I guess this was too fast in the scene for me. Not that I didn't... Not that I thought it should have been slower, but, like, I had paid no attention at all to this thing. Which, you know, probably something I would have taken a quick look at.
Security camera that reads April 6th, 2000, about 7 years later. Another big example, though we've long theorized that the story of the original FNAF games takes place in Utah, that is...
What do you mean? Of course it was in Utah. They mentioned that in the books. Well, I mean, in the books, yeah. What, why does he look so buff here? And then, oh yeah, and he's, what was it? Freaking... Where was it? Minnesota? Hold on, I'm making guesses, but I should probably wait until he actually explains.
Not the case in the film. In the film, during the scene where Aunt Jane is confronting
Doug.
Mike at Abby's school, her lawyer hands Mike some family court paperwork. If you pause and read the fine print on the documents, you'll find the URL mncourts.gov, which is the official website for the
Minnesota, I called it.
System. Additionally, we can see a phone number with the area code 651, which is connected to the St. Paul area
don't call that number.
Suburbs of Minnesota. And get this, I kid you not, there's a small town in this area code named Afton.
Wow.
Cannot make that up. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Scott moved the entire movie to Minnesota just for that change alone.
Nice.
Lastly, there's also this decal on Vanessa's police cruiser, GFPD. PD stands for Police Department. That part's pretty darn obvious, but then what about the GF? Well, honestly, that could stand for any city or township with those same initials, from Grand Forks to Glen Falls to Great Falls.
Grand Forks, Gravity Falls.
Granite Falls, just 2 hours west of St. Paul, whose cop cars, at least according to the website, follow the exact same black and white color pattern that we see in the movie. Despite clues from the cars that are seen throughout the movie, we can also reasonably assume that Mike's brother Garrett was kidnapped in the early 80s, based on this shot from Mike's dream sequence. By taking the rear end of William Afton's car here and reverse image searching for it, we're able to identify this as a Ford Fairmont Futura. Specifically, the model is coming from between 1980 and 1983. You can immediately see the connections here between the unique vertical taillight design and the boxy body shape. But why then does that matter? Well, Mike's brother Garrett is likely the first child that Afton abducted and killed. In Mike's dream flashbacks, we very clearly see Garrett holding a toy airplane as he's being taken away in the back of Afton's car.
Yeah, and then the airplane shows up.
Airplane again when Vanessa reveals Afton to be her father.
Yeah, that was a crazy reveal.
The same airplane.
Shout out to that.
That is cold. Gifting toys from your victims to your daughter. But not only is it gross, it's also helpful because it lets us put together a rough timeline. You see, Afton and Vanessa are clearly in a still operational pizzeria in this photograph. Which means it had to have been taken before the other kids went missing, causing Freddy's to shut down. In other words, Garrett was the first of Afton's victims that we currently know of. And that right there, that's important, because in the games, Afton's first victim, and the one most closely associated with his car, goes on to possess the puppet. A marionette character that serves as a protector and guide to all the other spirit children. It's the first victim that gives gifts and gives life to the other animatronics after their murders. We see this possession happening in FNAF 6's security puppet minigame.
Notice
the tire tracks out there in the rain. We see the exact
I never
same
noticed
event
tire
from a
tracks.
different angle in FNAF 2. Notice that cool purple car. From there, the rest of
The
FNAF 2's
purple
hidden
car.
minigames then show us the puppet trying to protect the other dead children from Afton. And when it can't, the puppet decides to bring them to life in the form of animatronics. The robotic voice here spelling out "save them." Does it sound familiar? It should. That same robotic voice
this I completely missed and didn't even know what he said. So let's see what he says.
At the very end of the movie's credits.
What's he saying?
Once the whole thing wraps.
Oh, find me. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea why I said the end. There's a little funny thing. I should have actually. Oh, playback speed 3%. Oh, well, I guess I should have actually like written this down or something like that. Hey, what is he actually saying at the very end? I don't know. So that's interesting. Like, was it the puppet saying that? And this is the movie version of the puppet saying that, which is Garrett? Who knows? Who knows? So that's interesting. Can't wait to see where they go with that.
The voice has spelled out "come find me" in the exact same way that the puppet communicated to the player in the
So would it be the
FNAF
puppet
minigames.
asking to find
Who
him?
needs to be found in the movie? Garrett.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
The fact that they never resolved what exactly happened to Garrett was a big thing that stuck out to me when I was watching
Well, I
this.
said I killed your brother, now I'll kill you. Symmetry, my friend. Great line, great line.
After all, it was Mike's entire motivation and his only clear outright connection to both Afton and Vanessa. His fate is definitely going to come up again in the sequel, and all the signs are pointing to the puppet from the FNAF 2 video game.
Yup.
What's more, did you notice the music that was playing during that section? It's a music box. Another nod to the puppet, who in the games is kept calm by constantly winding a music box.
Yup.
In short, Garrett is possessing the puppet in this world, and here he is literally trying to tell Mike and the audience to come find him in the sequel. But stop for a minute and consider the method of Afton's crime here. It is different from all the rest. He's out in nature. He kidnaps Garrett and presumably leaves him alive longer than his normal victims. He keeps the kid's toy and then gives it to his daughter. They're even in a completely different state. Unlike the rest of Afton's crimes, where he just lures kids to the back of the pizzeria and kills them, here things feel premeditated. They feel personal. And that would align with both the games and the books, where Afton's first murder isn't just a random killing, it's targeted against one person, his business partner and the original builder of the animatronics, Henry.
Souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this.
In fact, in the novel trilogy, Afton does the exact same thing that he does in the movie. He kidnaps Henry's daughter, Charlie, before ultimately killing her. Basically, all signs point to Garrett not just being a random victim, but rather to him being the son of Afton's partner and rival, Henry, the man who helped Afton build all of the animatronics. See, as I was piecing together the details from the movie, I started to notice something. The Afton and Schmidt families from the movie seem awfully close to the family structures from the games, except in reverse. You see, in the game series, we know that Afton has himself 3 children, Michael, Crying Child, and Elizabeth. The oldest son, Michael, plays a prank as a kid, which gets his younger brother killed in the iconic
Unfortunate.
Bite of 1983.
Is that the bite of...
Mike becomes obsessed with atoning for his mistake, eventually becoming a security guard and releasing the spirit of his brother into the afterlife. Then there's Elizabeth, who eventually gets trapped and dies inside a baby, a suit that is increasingly looking to be a spring-lock animatronic. Now let's check out the Schmidt family over in the movie. You have, again, a family of 3, 2 boys and a girl. Mike, the older brother, is a security guard who's obsessed with atoning for the time that he got his younger brother Garrett kidnapped and killed. Then there's Abby, who's nearly trapped and killed inside the Ella suit, a spring-lock animatronic. They literally match 1 for 1. Meanwhile, Afton in the movie seems to have himself only 1 daughter, Vanessa, just like Henry had himself 1 daughter, Charlie, in the games. So if they've switched dynamics, that could make Mike's dad here the representative of Henry Emily from the games.
Her mom died a little while back, and Dad, he couldn't handle it, so...
They leave Mike's dad's fate vague. To me, looks like it was deliberately done in case they ever wanted to bring Mike's dad back into the story in a role similar to Henry's. But perhaps most interesting...
I don't know, to me, kind of... I know I probably interpreted it in the movie as, you know, he left or, you know, abandoned the family, but, like, I don't know. I kind of took it as, you know, he kind of took his own, you know, took himself out, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, like, again, it's kind of interpreted as, you know, it could either mean that or it could either mean he just left, you know. Oh yeah, also shout out to this thing here, Mr. Endo Man back there.
Oh, if you look in the background of the employee training video, you can see a man who looks very
similar to Mike's dad.
Working on the animatronics,
Yeah, it
just
does
like Henry would have done
curly
in
hair.
the game's canon. This is also, as far as I can tell, an uncredited performance, but one look at Mike's dad, this guy from the training video, and the way that Henry's portrayed in places like the character encyclopedia, it shows a visual design connection between the
beard.
But not only would this connection fit with the established game lore, it would also explain why William Afton recognizes Mike. Early in the movie, we see Afton have a moment of...
Oh yeah, this was crazy. He's like Mike, and then he just looks at him like, does he know? Does he know? Great scene though.
Recognition when he reads Mike's last name.
Mr. Michael
But according to U.S. Census data, there's around 166,000 people with the last name Schmidt here in the U.S. So
how many of them get asked the question, hey, aren't you the guy from FNAF? Aren't you the guy from the movie? Or they're probably sick of that by now. Just like all the Bens I know.
Either this is just a case of pure movie coincidence, or William recognizes not only the last name Schmidt, but Mike Schmidt specifically in the general age range that his partner's son would be. That's why he's so sure that this is someone from his past. More evidence for this? The fact
Wait,
that
he's 31? He's 31 in this movie? Mike Schmidt ain't there. What? I thought this man was in his 20s. Not IRL, but in the movie, like, this man is hitting 20. Come on. Right? I don't know. I'm not good at age range. I'm in my 20s.
Partner's son would be. that's why he's so sure that this is someone from his past. More evidence for this? The fact that William knows that Mike has a brother without it ever being addressed.
Oh.
Perfect. First I killed your brother, now I kill you.
Sure, we can assume the spirit.
Well, it was probably both the spirit children and Vanessa herself, maybe. Perhaps when she was still okay with him being the only one there. Well, at least that's how I interpret it.
Children told him.
Little ones tell me you have a
Oh, okay. I guess I forgot about that. Or maybe Vanessa. Yeah.
Vanessa, but that's a bit less satisfying than him just knowing and taking out his vendetta against every member of the Schmidt family. And for those of you saying that Henry's last name is Emily, it might be, but that's never actually been officially confirmed. We've always thought it was a bit bizarre to have as a last name, and let's be honest, it could just as easily be Charlie's middle name, Charlotte Emily Schmidt. But last, let's talk about William. You'll notice that I just pulled the line that
Actually, though, yeah, like that is kind of a interesting, or like that makes sense as a last name, Henry Schmidt. That's a catchy name, I think.
It's that the spirits talk to William throughout this movie, which is a very important detail.
Actually, though,
in
yeah.
fact, if you notice, they really gave Afton a lot of explicit control over what the spirits are doing.
True.
See, while he seems to understand what was happening in the games, it never seemed like he could outright control the animatronics. In the books, it's a little bit different. He eventually is able to control the animatronics, but not until the last novel of the trilogy. Here, though, he seems to understand all of it from the get-go. They tell him about Abby. He understands the importance of the pictures on the wall.
What have you done?
And as the spring locks in his suit are going off and he's dying, what does he do? He basically looks directly in the camera.
Oh yeah, this was crazy.
I always come back.
I don't care. This was a great line. This was great. Look at him. He's so crazy. He's gonna put on this mask and he puts it on and dies, and then he doesn't die, but he's close to death at that point because he knows he's gonna. Also, I noticed this, but also like, is he wearing his button-up shirt in the movie, or is this like extra fabric of the Spring Bonnie suit? Which, I mean, it would make sense.
Puts on the Springtrap helmet. Why? What sense would that make? Well,
it makes a lot of
indication
sense.
that this Afton explicitly knows how possession works. It involves being completely put inside of the suit like this. Putting on that helmet is basically Afton accepting his fate, knowing that he'll be back, able to possess the suit and survive.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Right here, we have ourselves a smarter Afton who is years further in his understanding of the spiritual world than either the Afton in the games or the books. Which
actually, that makes not perfect sense, but like that makes him more like, just in general, like much more formidable, really, that he's just aware in the movies. Also, wow, scrap chat. Ignoring what I said there. Yeah, like in general, really, just like that just makes him much more like menacing how aware he is in the movie then. Because if he's able to do all this while knowing and able to control the animatronic spirits, that's bro, it's dangerous. Like for real. Not even to mention he's now getting Springtrap, which, you know, before that he was kind of big mech in a suit, which, you know, also very formidable. He tossed Mike around like it was nothing.
Leads me to this: an animatronic buried in the parts and service room of the pizzeria.
Oh yeah.
One that you can't see in the movie, but you can see in the behind-the-scenes footage from Dawko during his movie set. An animatronic with rounded human skull, silver eyes, and human teeth. Well, this could just be background set dressing. I don't think that's the case. If this is
that is unnerving.
Afton, who understands the power of agony in granting eternal life, if this
agony
is Afton who has gone so far as to build a Freddy torture chair,
oh yeah, that was crazy.
Remnant from his victims, I'm thinking his experiment.
Oh, the remnant is distracting.
Robotic humans has
what is
that? This isn't just me playing the Robot Gregory game again. It is the only explanation for the parts and services room to have an animatronic with human teeth and realistic human head proportions and eyes, and above it, hanging from the top of the shop, a robotic hand with 5 fully articulating fingers and human proportions. No other animatronic in this series fits this sort of description. Does this mean he's already built a humanoid, or is this just an early phase of his experiments? It's unclear, but it does give a bit more credit to Vanessa's bloodless stab wound at the end of the movie being more than just an excuse to get itself a PG-13 rating. My real guess, though, is that there's a robot Garrett walking around.
What?
He'll be the reveal at the end of the movie, just like Charlie the puppet is revealed to be a robot at the end of the 4th closet. A world-shattering revelation for Mike as he comes to terms with the nature of his brother and his father's weird creations before the final movie where he's tasked with having to burn it all down. Honestly, the pieces are in place for us. Or not. All the next movie has to do is drop a Markiplier cameo and then show me a clip of Mangle and I'm in. But hey, one last reminder to check out our incredible officially licensed FNAF merch. Grab them while they are remaining. Remnanting. The last thing you want
They're
is
probably
the
not
agony
remaining right
of
now.
knowing that they've sold out when you wanted one.
Yo, the
And
brickheads.
as always, my friends, remember, it's all just a theory.
Yeah.
A film theory. And
Cuts. Shout out to Film Theory. And shout out to this theory, which, you know, I guess, what was he playing at the end? That Vanessa's a robot? I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. She went to the hospital. I guess that's... I feel like they would know what's up. Or maybe not. This was the 2000s Doctors. They don't care. So yeah, Garrett is a robot is what he's implying here, which, you know, I don't know, maybe, but they also, you know, they mentioned that little weird animatronic with human teeth and realistic human head. That's unsettling, but I don't know, maybe it's for other humanoid animatronics like Ballora. Or, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie. They're human-esque with... Okay, they don't have human teeth, but you know what I mean? Like, or maybe it's another duplicate animatronic. Not a duplicate, you know what I mean? Like the ones they have back there already. Like Sparky, Shadow Freddy, or Purple Freddy, I guess is what they're gonna go with. Purple Freddy. And they have whatever this is. So, like, I don't know, maybe it's not specifically a humanoid-esque made to look like an animatronic, but like somebody else. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that. So, great video. Missing the lore. Like, yeah, from the major points I could see is, you know, it makes a lot of sense in this movie for them to go the way they're going. And I feel like, you know, I'm not particularly a huge fan of this character's actually a robot theory, but I don't know. It depends on how it's done. And from, I don't know, what they could do, I feel like they could do pretty much anything pretty well. They've have no reason to make me doubt them, honestly. So yeah, great video. Good theory, I think. Not saying it doesn't. What's kind of it's a little bit like kind of the last part was a little out of nowhere, but it had some evidence, I would say. So another great video, another great theory. So yeah, this movie has a lot of, you know, like little details, all that there, and of course a lot more, you know, like it has a lot of room to go off of. You know what I mean? Like they can really do just anything for the sequels, and then have the story keep going on from there. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much about it. That's all I have to mention. Go watch my FNAF movie review and go watch my FNAF movie reaction if I put them out. I know I put out the review out because I put that out on Halloween because I just watched it right before that. So yeah. Shout outs to MadPat, of course. Go watch him. Go watch his stuff. Go watch the people who make his video with him. I believe his editors. I don't know their names, but go watch this video. Or go watch their video first. Then come back and watch this video. Of course, I'm just mentioning that because, you know, as much as I am a reactor of sorts, I want to mention that all I'm doing is reacting. This is I'm giving my thoughts, my feedback, my initial, my responses to the thoughts that go in my head, to the electricity that goes through my brain and makes it go burr. You know? As much as how that is, the real people who do the work is the people who makes these videos. Honestly. Like, I do this because I like doing this, and they like doing that because they do that. Or they do that because they like doing that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, like, go watch them, then go back and watch me. Watch me pause and talk about every little thing that comes to my brain. Yeah, if you don't want that, go watch their video, of course. I can't stress this enough. As a reactor, I want to say go watch the videos that I react to first before watching me, as I know that I'm just a reactor. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much about it. This is a great movie, great theory, great video. Shout out again to MadPad Film Theory, or Game Theory, Film Theory. Whichever or. Yeah, my name is Anday. This has been my reaction. Anday reacts to Film Theory. The FNAF movie just changed the lore. And you all saw it here first. So anyways, my name is Anday. Thank you all for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, how do I edit a video down for the reaction? for the action for the FNAF movie, please let me know. And also, what theories do you have about this movie? What theories do you like about this movie? And what is up with that animatronic with the human teeth and a realistic human head at the end? Like, seriously. What is up with that? It is actually unsettling now that I look at it more. But don't worry, I'll remove this that way. You all aren't burdened by the horrible, weird look of that thing, because, like, wow. That is actually very unsettling. But I don't know, maybe that was just something left over from the Creature Shop, whatever. Jim Henson, I think. They just said, "Hey, this is creepy. Let's let it stay in the movie." You know? So anyways, my name's Anday. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.